but we're really here to talk about misinformation in the age of AI. And when we talk about this topic, it's important to be clear about what terms we use. So, misinformation, we think, is kind of the best term to use when talking about information that is misleading or false, uh, because we just don't necessarily know what the intention is of the particular creator when we run across a piece of media that might create inaccurate or misleading information. Disinformation, though, is different. Disinformation is a subset of misinformation that is created intentionally, where somebody is trying to spread false information for some motivation. We don't know, there are a lot of different motivations. It might be commercial, it might be political, it might be ideological. And then lastly, there's this new term that you might have heard called hallucinations, which is references where when a generative AI tool like ChatGPT generates information that it presents as authentic, but actually is inaccurate. And this might result from, say, how the tool is trained and any particular inaccuracies or biases in the information that it's used to come up with the results it gets when you put in a prompt. And there's a lot of other resources that we put here if you want to dive deeper into this topic. But of course, before AI, there was misinformation, right? This is nothing new. We go back all the way to the 1700s where Benjamin Franklin, yes, that Benjamin Franklin, created a fake news story claiming that the British had hired Native Americans to scalp American soldiers and civilians. This was 100% false. He was doing this, of course, with a very political intent in mind. Um, and then in the 1800s, in 1835, the newspaper The New York Sun ran a series of news stories about these animal-like creatures that lived on the moon. And why did they do this? Because they wanted more readers, and it worked. They got their circulation went up from 8,000 to 19,000 copies. So yes, misinformation does sell. So it's important to put this in context that this is not a new phenomenon. It's always existed when humans have spread information that there's a possibility for that information to be inaccurate or misleading. But we're in a very different media environment now, right? Where misinformation actually can be used to generate money. And this is because our attention is what they're trying to get. It is the getting our eyeballs on particular content that leads to financial gains for particular media producers or platforms. Because attention is not the same thing as truth. That these systems are designed to keep you engaged, to keep you clicking, to keep you in the platform, and whatever it takes, whether it's cute cats or something that is emotionally stimulating, get you angry, get you frightened, whatever it takes, they want you to keep doing keep working with their platform because they design these algorithms to push out more content that keeps you engaged no matter what. But who's doing this? So there are bots. These are like programs that are controlled by individuals or by content farms. Of course, we just had this election, right? There are political parties and candidates that are doing this to try to get us to pay attention to their particular message. Your favorite brands, whether it's Apple or Target or individual influencers. It's your friend, maybe who has their coffee shop or their Etsy store. They're trying to get you to pay attention to their stuff. And maybe even your favorite cause or your favorite public media station like KQED might be doing this to get you to pay attention to their particular cause or thing that they're interested in. So our challenge is to be spending our attention intentionally because when we are able to like control what we're paying attention to, that is how we express our power in the world. So how does generative AI fit into this? So we created this slide a while ago about these different types of misinformation that are out there in the world. Um, so from fabricated information to manipulated content, imposter content, stolen satire, false content. These existed before generative AI, but now with generative AI, it makes it even easier for humans to create all these different kinds of misinformation faster and more convincingly. And of course, as I said, there's this whole new brand of misinformation called hallucinations, where the generative AI tool itself is generating content that is misleading or unreliable. So, Our challenge is to empower our students to find reliable information, to skillfully navigate the flood of information, and to steer clear of junk that's coming across their phones and other devices, and to be informed and aware to spend their attention to avoid spreading or monetizing mis and disinformation. So, if you're up for that challenge, that's why you're here today.